So if you're doing YouTube ads and you think, well, I've got to shoot something new, you may be able to recycle footage from another video or re-edit a video that actually packages it nicely in an ad. And I found this great video about a conference, but I didn't think it worked as an ad. Now, I'm no great editor, but I repackaged it to see if it would work a little bit better as an ad. And you decide, okay, here's the video that I want to turn into an ad. Slow start.
Greg Stewart here from MMA CMO Summit in Napa. We do every year, third week of July. Here we are again, our 13th.
Okay, what am I seeing from this? One, he's looking right at the camera. Great job. Sounds like it's his conference, so he's introducing the video. Great job. I would have preferred to have him talk right from the first second of the video. What we'll see is that he's dressed nicer than most people would at a conference. Everyone's dressed really nice at this conference. This is of top level marketers.
Love to have you join us for this event. It's truly one of the best events I think that I attend. It's what I hear from others here too. That's why there's,
you know, just beautiful images from the summit. I would have loved to get some of the audio right out of those sessions so I could hear sort of how that went.
So many repeat marketers coming back to this event.
There's the people side of just seeing familiar.
Okay, so one of the other things I've noticed is that, yes, people are dressed very nice, very big marketers. I mean, clearly, Campbell's Soup, huge marketer. She's the chief marketing officer. My thing that continues to bug me in this world, and I will never stop advocating for, is get people to look at the camera. You can do that either with a teleprompter, iPad, and camera behind the teleprompter. If you just talk to somebody on FaceTime as you're interviewing them, they will appear as if they're looking at the camera. Or there are better, more professional tools that you can rent with your video equipment for the day or the weekend. Do it. It is the huge difference between getting someone to look at the camera and not look at the camera. It makes a human connection one-to-one that is so much greater. Enough said so far. But I'm going to edit this to have the software pretend that people are going to look partially at the camera. Their bodies will still be facing away.
Faces reconnecting, but also meeting new faces.
But she also said it's about the people. That's the one thing that gets people off their butts and out of their desks and to go somewhere else in the world and spend a boatload of money, is to make those personal connections. And that's the good messaging here.
Change is a constant in the marketing industry, and certainly right now we're feeling it as much as ever.
This guy's from
AI
Uber.
is the thing that's top of mind for everybody right now, and so definitely an area where we're looking to the MMA for some of their expertise and matching that with what we're doing within our own company.
I think the agenda that faces a CMO continues to transform rapidly. I don't think that's any.
Now, I mean, if this is just such a beautiful setting. It looks like a summer night in Napa. People are having wine and delicious food. It looks like a top-level wedding is what it looks like. I mean, who wouldn't want to go here and talk to some of the best minds in the world in marketing?
Different than the pace of change we've seen. But I do think that it is incumbent on us as marketers to really take hold of that agenda and really appreciate that this is a moment for CMOs not just to transform marketing as a function, but really take hold of the opportunity to be agents of transformation.
Okay, she said a lot of really good stuff about marketing. Let's just listen to it again without really...
Transform marketing as a function, but really take hold of the opportunity to be agents of transformation.
That's what marketing is all about, right? Is transformation. And that's what people want to say. This is really powerful.
Appreciate that this is a moment for CMOs not just to transform marketing as a function, but really take hold of the opportunity to be agents of transformation.
Yeah, so she said transform twice. Look at how beautiful that is. maybe a
To
little
me,
chilly.
it's
in
such a
the event.
special event in a beautiful location.
Kroger, huge
and
brand.
yet we talk some very serious topics here. And I always
Now, this type of, friends getting together after years
come
or
away
whatever,
very inspired.
people,
Probably the most
professionals,
up-to-date
top
thinking
level.
around marketing effectiveness
it's
that I
that
can
lobby
bring back to my
interaction
organization.
that's very informal. That's where you make your real
You don't
friends
find
in
this
the
kind of
industry.
content anywhere.
Ally Financial,
Taking on the
that's
most
huge.
important topics in the most timely manner possible that are happening in our industry. And from that perspective, I find it extremely valuable and unique.
Okay, here's, very fashionably dressed women who are having a frank exchange with peers in their industry. It is very top level. This is a really good look and really helps promote that industry. I don't know what they say when they say the dress code for that place. I've never had a conference with the dress code, but I'll bet you they have one.
The MMA CEO CMO Summit is unique, not just because of the audience that attracts. Like, there are a lot of conferences where there's great networking.
This guy's from General Motors, Executive Vice President of Marketing Solutions. I would have taken the wine glass out of his hand. Again, also, they're still not looking at the camera, which means they're not looking at me, the customer, or the person that this conference wants to come. These people are avoiding me, but I want them to think I'm important, so I want them to look at me. You need to change up how you shoot video.
You meet a lot of great people, but because of the uniqueness of the research that MMA produces.
So leaning into what others are doing, best
Kellogg.
practices around AI. But we work it through and we define sort of data-driven
She was from
approaches
Kellogg,
to
which is a
solve the
huge
problems,
company,
which
and
I
they
think
skipped
is so
right over
important for
that.
marketers. So it becomes incredibly important to have these moments of convocation where you can learn and talk to each other and understand how other people are approaching it. This is an opportunity to come to a place, a safe place where you
I noticed something else about the conference is that a lot of conferences I go to, you have to use your laptop or type on your knee or whatever. They had tables, which gave you a lot more space, which not every conference does, and I certainly appreciate it. This woman's from Novartis.
Really explore how to accelerate in those areas when they haven't necessarily been part of your day-to-day job.
Who wouldn't want to go there? This is like a wedding.
Really, the value of the membership is in the community, in the greatest minds of marketing coming together to think about what is on the horizon, what are the new philosophies.
Did you hear what she said? This should be the lead in her language. Just listen to what she's saying.
Is in the community, in the greatest minds of marketing coming together to think about what is on the horizon, what are the new philosophies.
She said the reason to come to this very expensive conference is for the community and meet the greatest minds in marketing, which you can't do over Zoom, is what she basically is saying. Also, she's in this great look behind her. This is of this, clearly where they're having these outdoor meetings, which looks like to me like a really fancy, beautiful wedding. And they probably do have weddings right in the same setting. But, I mean, who wouldn't want to go and have all this great food and meet these really great people who are some of the smartest minds in marketing? Now, she's almost turning towards the camera, and I don't know if that's a native ability that she does, because she's usually talking to the camera, but she's not looking at the camera, she's looking at the person asking her. And I'm going to use software to make them look at the camera. It's kind of spooky, and it won't make them face the camera, but you'll see the difference.
What are the new technologies that can be adopted to really step function change how marketing operates today and have that impact not only any individual brand, but the industry as a whole.
Really love that video, so I decided to change it. Okay, I changed this up a bit, didn't I? I added a logo up here so that this would be persistent throughout the video. I added a click-through area here for conversion ads so that if people click on it, this won't work in this instance, but if it runs as an ad, this is going to be a no-go area for any information. And I added a timer. I also added some captions. Now, I'm no great editor, but I've changed things up a bit just to see how I would run it in an ad. I also started with this Greg Stewart guy, the guy who runs it, right from the start. I brightened it up a bit because I felt it was too dark. I cut out the parts where people weren't narrating, and I made it about a minute shorter. Now, there's a lot of different ways to do this. Oh, also, for the people who weren't looking at the camera, I used software to make them kind of look at the camera. And you'll notice that even though it's kind of creepy or whatever, that they keep shifting their eyes from the person that's interviewing them to look at the camera, it's almost like they're talking to more than one person. So it's actually, it's kind of creepy on the one hand, but kind of engaging. And you be the judge.
Greg Stewart here from MMA CO CMO Summit in Napa. We do every year, third week of July. Here we are.
I moved their names over to the right-hand side so that it would be visible when this was present, which is throughout the YouTube ad. And also I added the skip area and also the yellow line, the timer, to show that there was tension, that people are waiting to click off, and that we should not let them click off by having things that are interesting.
In our 13th year, love to have you join us for this event. It's truly one of the best events I think that I attend. It's what I hear from others here too. That's why there's so many repeat marketers coming back to this event.
There's the people side.
Okay, you see how she's kind of looking at us? That's from software, that's just something I did with software.
Seeing familiar faces, reconnecting, but also meeting new faces.
Change is a constant in the marketing industry, and certainly right now we're feeling it as much as ever. I think AI is the thing that's top of mind for everybody right now, and so definitely an area where we're looking to the MMA.
In my opinion, when you're doing an ad, just having any kind of captions that are readable, if the font is large enough, that's actually super helpful. Now, we've gone to the 30-second area. And what happens at 30 seconds in a YouTube ad? That's where the advertiser starts to pay. To me, this is captivating enough to keep them to get watching. But if they stop watching before 30 seconds, we will not pay for the ad. We will still have some messaging that they will have absorbed, but no payment.
For some of their expertise and matching that with what we're doing within our own company.
I think the agenda that faces the CMO continues to transform rapidly.
Okay, so I messed up because her company was covered by the skip button. So not perfect. And also, I'm not a great editor.
I don't think that's...
But if you notice, she's looking at me, the viewer / customer / potential attendee, which she wasn't doing before, and that's what we changed in the software.
Any different than the pace of change we've seen. But I do think that it is incumbent on us as marketers to really take hold of that agenda and really appreciate that this is a moment for CMOs not just to transform marketing as a function, but really take hold of the opportunity to be agents of transformation.
To me, it's such a special event in a beautiful location, and yet we...
Okay, the music kind of cut together because I, took out whole chunks.
Talk some very serious topics here, and I always come away very inspired. Probably the most up-to-date thinking around marketing
she's looking at us.
that I can bring back to my...
She's looking directly at me now, which she wasn't before, which is, I feel like she's talking to me, and that makes me feel important, like I should go.
Organization.
You don't find this kind of content anywhere. Taking on the most important topics in the most timely manner possible that are happening in our industry. And from that perspective, I find it extremely valuable and unique.
The MMA CEO CMO Summit is unique, not just because of the audience that attracts, like there are a lot of conferences where there's great networking, you meet a lot of great people, but because of the uniqueness of the research that MMA produces.
So leaning into what others are doing, best practices around AI, but we work it through and we define sort of data-driven approaches
even
to solve.
These, it even took, the software even made the people who weren't speaking kind of look at me, these people who are in the background at the
And
conference.
we define sort of data-driven approaches to solve the problems, which I think is so important for marketers.
So it becomes incredibly important to have these moments of convocation
where
you can learn and talk to each other and understand how other people are approaching it.
This is an opportunity to come to a place, a safe place, where you can really explore how to accelerate in those areas when they haven't necessarily.
What does she mean by a safe place? Well, there's lots of people who go to conferences, they feel either like their ideas are going to be put down or they're not going to be able to share their ideas. But now here she can share her ideas and interact without feeling bad, I guess, for trying new things or sharing her thoughts.
Really been part of your day-to-day job.
Really, the value of the membership is in the community, in the greatest minds of marketing coming together to think about what is on the horizon, what are the new philosophies, what are the new technologies that can be adopted to really step function change how marketing operates today and have that impact not only any individual brand, but the industry as a whole.
So what do we think of my take on this video? Not perfect. I think, though, it's an interesting YouTube ad, and conferences really need people to attend, and they need to do a lot of marketing, and they don't really do YouTube ads well. I think they do Facebook ads well. It's really hard to promote an event, and you need to budget for it, and you need to run the right kind of ad. And I think we took something that really wasn't geared towards being an ad, and frankly, only had like a couple of hundred views. Now, they may have done other ads that I didn't see, but here's just one way of taking some beautiful footage and improving on it. My name's Dane Golden from VidAction. This is some YouTube ad training. Hope you enjoyed it. Check back here for more ways to improve your YouTube ads. And if you need an outside person to offer a little strategy or to actually manage your campaign, please contact me. Let me know. And I have a newsletter about YouTube ads. You can check that in the description, and I'll see you in the next video.